Hey, I'm Harry, and because I just got a teaching certificate, my mind's kind of on teaching and how I started to learn things as a kid. I always learn best by watching actual experiments, like in science class, or even in history, when teachers could find a way to visualize something on the board. One of my favorite concepts that I learned as a kid comes from a play by Tom Stoppard. It's actually jam and rice pudding in that, but I'm going to use a glass with a little bit of water in it, and my favorite drink mix, beetroot drink mix. I'm going to take some mix and stir it in and watch it turn red. And the concept is once you stir jam into pudding or stir powder, energy drink powder into water, you can't get it back. You can't separate them again. And it's actually a really profound concept in history as well, right? Once things combine, right? Once two people combine and have a child, their lives are never the same, right? And it changes history because then that child's part of history. And you can't just separate them and undo all of that. Once revolutions occur or countries combine, states form a union, as in the United States of America, you can't really break them apart. Even if you did, they would be deeply influenced by the trade and the people who moved between and their sense of identity that have been shared when they were together in a union. So it's a really interesting way to think about the world and about history and how things are contingent, but then you reach a point where there's enough interaction between forces or physical objects or people that history just goes down a path from which it can't return. And there are lots of ways to describe this in English, like it's an irreversible union, or um, you have like something that is not undoable, not reversible. It's can't be backtracked on, or like fate led these two forces together and has carried them away in the body of something new. And it's a great way to learn kind of English language as well, because there are all these ways to describe it, and you can relate it to political history or the history of people, families, or just making a meal. Once you combine the ingredients together, you can't take them apart again, right? The eggs and the flour and the butter and sugar or whatever are stirred in together, and then you have to cook them together, right? You can't take them apart. So that's a little lesson for you. And it's one of the favorite ways that I've always visualized science and life.